for your Caesar. Cardiff City, ride with me for your Caesar. For your Caesar. Cardiff City, get litty for your Caesar. She want a diff boy. Swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. She want a diff boy. Swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. For your Caesar. Grab a little something for your Caesar. We the geezers. Swagger stone cold like freezers. She want a diff boy. She want Starvz, not Fitzroy. She want a diff boy. She want Starvz, not Fitzroy. She want a big man. Says she want a man from...
Hello and welcome back to Saturday Night Live, as it should be called. No, it definitely shouldn't, I know, because I've already upset someone. I'm not going to say between the two of what it is, because I'm going to upset someone regardless, so I'm just going to call it my own thing, and we'll have a triple threat.
I'll call it 1927 Club. It's 1927 Club. It's the club.
See, I didn't say it. As you can tell, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Rhys David Evans, and myself, Evan James. I've lit my Spotify down there because I remember the first ever show I was featured in. I think it was a 3-2 loss to Oxford. I think it was, and it was with you and Rob or you and Matt. I can't remember which one it is. You and Matt, I think. I just had my Spotify link down there. I just thought nostalgia back to when I first started. And look at me now. I'm hosting shows. I'm covering. I'm picking up on sick leave and everything. But no, so today, or tonight, should I say, we've got a full hour, nothing more, nothing less. And we're just going to go through the match reaction, just break it down, not do size breakdown level, but we're definitely going to do it to some extent because I've seen the full game. Rhys, you've seen the highlights as well. I think the main thing to say, and I'm sure the comments, which we'll get in as well, the match highlights probably don't define the whole game and how people played. However, at least my initial thoughts on the game is that it really highlights certain individuals who I don't think are up to the standard. And excuse me, and it's nothing personal, again, like I always say, because in this live, I am going to call out certain individuals. But again, I just want to say, I just see some things and I'm just thinking like, this doesn't look quite great. I feel like we really lack in squad depth. But 2-2 draw, what's your first reaction or first thoughts on 2-2 against Notts County?
The score doesn't matter. I think it's the performance and the fitness, the test, I think is more important. Coming away with 2 injuries is a bit of a concern. That's a worry. But again, it's just getting minutes in the legs for a lot of players, isn't it? And it's something we didn't do properly last year. So seeing majority of the first team playing most of these games now is good. Glad to see the players are scoring though. I mean, you could lose 4-2 or whatever, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're scoring, you get yourself in positions and you can see the style of play coming through. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I think the way I see it, that your last kind of like 1 or 2 preseason games, I always sort of hope that we actually play to win, not just like look at the performance, because I want to have some confidence. I think the fans will also want to have some confidence that you're going to go into the season and, tear up the league, or at least be really competitive in the very least. After this game, if we went in with that team, let's just say, I think we're looking about like a 9th or 10th place finish in League One. But I know that we weren't playing with all our starters, with all our like first team in essence. I know Brian By Murphy in his post-match interview, which I just literally watched before the live, he said about, he was asked about like, oh, will this be like, do you know you're starting 11 for Peterborough? And he says, he doesn't even know yet. He says that can change on the day. And all the players know that it's, it's up to them closer to the day that it comes. If we went into Peterborough then, and we'll go a bit more into the match facts and everything. Let's say we went into the Peterborough game, the opening day of the season, home against Posh, and we played that squad either the first or second half. Would you say we'd be okay? Would you be happy with that? Or would you have some concerns just purely off watching the highlights?
You're going to have concerns because, again, like I said, strength and depth. I think it's hard to judge the game. Like I said, I got home so late tonight. I've only seen 8-minute highlights. So from when you watch the highlights, you get a different picture. I thought Alex Robertson looked like he got himself in good positions. He picked up good pockets of space, which is things you want. But again, I see others saying he struggled today. So it's hard to judge, but I still think we need strength and depth. I'm not going to lie. There's areas we're lacking. I mean, the highlights made it look like Will Spears had struggled a bit today, and Chambers looked like positioning and it was shocking on the highlights. So my concern is certain areas, but again, it's just a pre-season. I think that's, like I said, it's hard to judge on them because, you know, there's instances of the game where players will just feel confident to take a shot when they should look to pass, or rather than try and beat the man, they'll just half-heartedly try and meg someone, you know. There's things like that, so it's hard, I think. I wouldn't be worried, but I would think we are lacking things.
Yeah, signings is a big one. I think we're still, for me, like, we've had to learn how to play football again. And we had to do that a couple seasons ago with Steve Morrison when he wanted to change the style of football from hoofball to, you know, I mean, Neil Harris, we kind of did it a little bit, but it was always going to be hoofball as a default thing to reset to. I just think that when you know, I'm not going to go into all the kind of like the talk that's going on at Cardiff City, the massive news, because we all are aware of that. But in general terms speaking, there is a lot of change, you know, change of culture potentially as well. We've definitely gone for a lot more youth-orientated manager now, or first-team coach, as we call it. I don't want to get that wrong, because apparently there's a big difference. I still don't know to this day what it means.
Yeah, so a manager's like Unai Emery. He has full say on which players come, which players go, the contracts. Head coach is someone who gets given players and they're going to work with them.
That sounds like about as Cardiff City as it gets.
Yeah, I think Poch explained before why he was head coach, and he said it's because it's the sporting director above him that buys the players, sells the players. He's just got to work with what he's got, and it's a harder job than it is, because again, if you've got a recruitment team like we have, and you see the players they've signed, and you got to work with them, you're doing a job with hands tied behind your back, like.
I think it's really encouraging, at least with oh god, I'm gonna butcher his name now. Is it Lee Riley? Yeah, Lee Riley and BBM both got experience in I'm not sure if it's scouting or recruitment or something like that in terms of players before. Again, I think Si's said that in better words than I have. But yeah, so they do have experience in terms of like they know what they're looking for. There is rumours right now of us signing a keeper. It looks like, I mean, I can't say anything else than what I've seen. Apart from the medical and the official like signing the contract, it looks like we're on board to sign Nathan Trott, which is on loan from Copenhagen. He was previously at West Ham, apparently, which I didn't know. And I can't remember. I think he's cross between Bermudian and English. I think I butchered that. But from what I've seen for the highlights, I posted in the Discord. By the way, if all the members get access to the Discord, and I post all things like rumors and other people do as well as other things like match day related stuff. And I posted a YouTube sort of highlights thing. And I know this is dangerous when you post like a YouTube highlights clip of all the good things that a footballer does. But when it comes to goalkeepers, I mean, you don't really discriminate there just to stop the shots from going in. And to be fair to him, this new keeper that we're supposedly looking to sign, he seems to be good with his feet as well as really quick to react and a good shot stopper. I'm just like, because of my Cardiff City ways, I'm looking for his downfall. Like, where would he lack potentially, whether it might be positioning, because he seems to be really quick and making decisions fast, which is different to both of our goalkeepers. I don't think neither Jack Alnwick nor Horvath are number one choice keepers. Would you be happy, let's say, if we didn't sign a keeper, going in with Turner, Alnwick, and Horvath?
I mean, I would be a bit concerned. We've needed a keeper for a while, and we need some more. Reaction time is massive, and not being funny. You're looking at as in Norwich last game of the season, Horvath's reactions to some of the chances Norwich scored from was shocking. Didn't even move for it. So I think we've definitely need a keeper, and I think you have to bring in some fresh blood. I mean, if we are bringing someone in, though, it means someone's going. Now, out of the two, right, even if I take my personal opinion of both keepers out of the equation, Horvath's got to be the one leaving. No offense to Jack, right, but there's no chance in hell he's going to get an England call-up. Horvath still has hopes of getting an American call-up. So for him, definitely going, I need to move now to further my career. So hopefully that means now he does move on.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Mint, what's going on?
There's this glowing it is. Oh, it's just sunburn to do.
No, it's a Vincent Tan, that is.
Oh, I know.
Why's Rhys spinning? Or was that just me?
Too much Carlin.
How are you, Rob? You right?
Yeah, mate. All good, my friend. What's going on? What's the word in the street?
Yeah, well, there's whether you can say there's a lot or not a lot, really. I haven't even really gone into much of the match reaction facts yet. Just to get us on track, have you seen the highlights, or did you watch the whole game, or?
I watched as much as I could. Signal kept dipping in and out, mate. So I couldn't say I watched the full flat out 90 minutes, but yeah, I did see a good chunk of it, mate.
You watched the full ATP version, was there?
It was just because I was in that smelly little West place, so the signal's not great there, as Rhys David Evans can justify. When you go west, signal goes pear-shaped like, so I weren't able to see as much as I would have liked, but yeah, a few promising signs, definitely a few things issues that are still clearly there. I think defensively, I think that I don't want to step on people's toes. I imagine my mean covers already, but the frailties in defence are still blatantly obvious. For me, Callum Chambers is not a centre back. Put it out there right now. Ian is centre half, not centre back.
We're going to come on to some players in a second. I'm going to go through a little list later on, and you're just going to give me your quick fire sort of opinions on what you think, if they're going to stay or not. Rhys was just saying well about the keepers as well, and whether you'd be happy with the 2 or 3 that we currently got. Because before you joined, we'd be talking about this new keeper potentially coming, Nathan Trott, from, he was at West Ham a couple of years ago. Now he's at Copenhagen. Apparently it's a loan with an option to buy worth 1.8 million euros, if that's reported correctly. But Rhys, you just saying then, so you think we definitely need another keeper then, is it? Which obviously means that someone would have to go.
Yeah, and again, like I said, my personal opinions of Horvath aside, surely he's the one to go. Because Alex not going to get England call up, but Horvath will still have hopes of an American cap. And so for him to get back to playing for his country, he has to go and impress somewhere. And if he's not number 1 here, he'll want to be number 1 somewhere else.
You go Las Pumas.
But again, if he's not demanding the first team football, then something's wrong. So I think it would be Horvath that goes over that rather than Jack.
Yeah. I think at the moment, I can't say too much because it hasn't happened yet. And you know what happens? The more you talk about it, the less true it becomes of signings and people leaving. I know he has a release clause of I think it's 500k, not sure in what currency. But yeah, it's probably a Japanese yen out of all things, or a Korean won to be worth nothing. But no. So we haven't talked about the goals yet. I'm not sure how much everyone's seen the game, but I am going to go to the comments quickly because I have got a lot to get through in the space of an hour. And say evening to everyone. First of all, as Rob being tangoed in that. Tangoed or tangoid in that photo? So I can resist that. Yeah, it was the thumbnail. I think you put an extra red filter on it or something. So evening, Paul. Rob, Rhys and Evan, evening all are well. Preseason a mixed bag, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I think goalkeeper situation needs sorting. Defensive, you said it as well, Rob. They're still evidence against a League 2 side. I actually heard as well they had one trialist from Notts County play, and he was the guy, I'm pretty sure, who took the free kick and won them the free kick, and I think he scored as well, if I'm not wrong in saying. But yeah, Rob, you're saying defensive issues. It's a big alarm bell there, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. And we've spoken to ex-pros before on the show and things like that, and you can take pre-season friendlies with a pinch of salt, don't get me wrong. But what's worrying for me, maybe I'm thinking too much over the top, is that the core of that defence is there from last season, and how much of a confidence knocker is it that they are still conceding goals on a regular basis? They are going to think about, oh shit, here we go again. This is, we conceding again, etc., etc. And they're not a bad defensive unit, I don't think, but they're just lacking so much self-belief and confidence now that I think that, going to that first league game of the season next week now, it's difficult, mate. They needed a confidence booster, and I don't think they've had that confidence boost yet this pre-season, personally, from a defensive perspective. Midfield attacking-wise, which also we'll get on to later on, I'm sure, they certainly have. There's been a lot of positives, but the frailties are still so apparent in that defence at the moment, in that back five.
Do you think we really missed Lawler today? Because he was in the squad at all.
Yeah, and there's a comment later on down in the chat about why is Chambers playing when he can't play the first game of the season, and I 100% get
point,
that. Yeah. Why are we playing Chambers when he's not going to be there? Why he's not going to be available, beg your pardon, first game of the season? It does make you wonder. What was the reason for? Do we know the reason for Lawler?
I don't know if it's anything public, but I reckon personally just to rest him. I thought that was the case with Ruben, but apparently he was ill. He has a bit of a fever. So hopefully he gets back fit in time and well in time for the game. I would have thought they would have rested a few more players. I would have thought they would have rested Salak, if I'm being honest. But he only played in the second half against QPR, if I'm right. So I don't know. I just thought the last game, the players that you really don't want getting injured, I would have just thought just dump them in the squad at all. They've had plenty of time to train and things like that. I mean, sure, you can give them time, but I literally said to my granddad, I invited him over to watch with the game with me on my big telly, and I just saw it as Isaac Davis comes on. I'm thinking, watch now, you'll get injured, you'll do something, because the last 2 seasons in a row, he's done it. And what happens? I should have kept my mouth shut because it happened. And for all I know at the moment, to his extent, it only seems to be a bit of tightness from what BBM said, but it's the same kind of injury that he's had repeatedly. So it seems like they monitor it now. I just don't know, will we see him starting or on the bench for the first game as well? Alex Robertson also come with a nasty injury, to be fair to him. That's going to need stitching up. I don't get how you sort of hurt someone that bad in the leg there. It was quite a deep wound, but what do you think then in terms of midfield? You said about defensive issues there. On the highlights, Rhys, you said that Robertson was pretty good. I'll 1v1 you on this, I think. But what do you think about midfield options? Are we covered or are we lacking something still?
Well, from the highlights, is the important thing for Robertson was he was picking up pockets of space, which we hadn't done previously before. He was like 2 or 3 players on him at all times. He scuffed 1 or 2 chances, but he was picking up the position, and that's what he want. The fitness will come with that. I think everything else will come along with it. But as long as he can see the positions, know where to go, know where best place to get the ball, I think that was good. What impressed me for the highlights, was for the first time, I don't know how long, our wingers are wide and our full-backs are doing an underlap rather than overlap, which means they're no longer the width. We've got so long our wingers being wide and offering anything. It's brilliant to see. The midfield was able to put balls into space and we get runners on in behind onto them balls, which again is a great way to attack teams. I'm really impressed with that, with the ball. But again, it's just highlights, so I can't say too much. But we are quite bloated in the midfield. So we can't say we are going to have cover. We are very bloated in midfield. I just think we rely on, I don't want to say attitude, but it's a bit like some of them are a bit like Tomlin. They got the ability, but it's whether they want to show it or not, whether they feel like performing. And I think we've had that issue now for too long, and players now have got to realise you either do perform or you'll never go on. You'll never kick on in football. I mean, if it's because they want to leave, maybe that's it. I don't know. But too many of them have this attitude where they only turn it on when they feel like it, and I'm sick of that.
Yeah. Rob, anything to add on that?
No, I think he's bang on. As always, I think you've hit the nail on the head, mate. We are massively bloated in midfield. I do like what the wingers have been doing this pre-season. I mean, play devil's advocate then, from midfield perspective. Who are we getting rid of? Who goes?
Well, this is it, because I don't think, like I said earlier, Chambers is in the centre half. I think he sees Chambers as the actual 6 for the time being. I think Chambers goes. I think you then got Joel, Eli, Robertson, Turnbull, Wintle. There's five players there for 2 positions. That's before you look at Ruben, Robinson maybe as a 10, Willock, Tanner. I mean, Eli King probably goes out on loan.
Chambers' wages are massive as well, I expect, and they
32k a week. He's the highest paid at the club right now, and he's one of the worst performers. This is rumours. It's in that range sort of thing.
Yeah, I liked him as a CDM, in fairness. I know he was not everyone's cup of tea. I quite liked it when he stepped into that position back end of last season when they took away my beloved CO. I didn't think he did an awful job. There's better players out there, don't get me wrong, but I think if we're going to keep him, that's the position he is, centre half. I know League One's slightly slower pace again, but he's going to get turned inside out as a centre half. I know you learn a lot from him, which is a positive, but nah.
His awareness of what's around him is shocking. Like today, defenders are pulling off him, and he wasn't aware they'd gone. But my attitude with him as a 6 is, though, he was so bad in defence that when he went to midfield, were we all just surprised how different he was? And therefore, like, would that pull the wool over eyes and think, oh my God, he's actually a good 6 because he was that bad in defence? I don't know. But again...
Yeah, that's a good shout. Good shout, mate. Really good shout.
So bloated there. I mean, we do need a proper 6. So therefore, I'd say let Wintle go and Chambers. Eli King might have to go on loan. But also, I think we need pace on the wing. I think one thing we do lack is out-and-out blistering pace, like a Robbie Matondo or Daniel James on the wing. We've got players who cut inside a bit tricky and stuff, but no actual pace. I think we're desperate for that. There's things we need, but we've got to get it off-road first. It's worrying, like.
Well, we've already got the pace there on the wing, though. That I don't think he feels like he's ready yet, but that... I can never... pronounce his name. What's that?
Nayakua.
Yeah, I'm glad you say about me butchering it. He's rapid, but I don't think that he sees him as ready yet. He might be involved in a squad. I think he'd be involved in a squad.
I think he's a really good rotation player to bring off the bench like we did today. I think he was unfortunate not to keep the ball in play towards the end, because if he got that cross off when it was in play, we could have scored from that. And I think it's just you just need someone who's at least decent at dribbling, but someone who's got terrifying pace. I mean, like,
I like him
Ollie Tanner. Yeah, I like him too. Ollie Tanner, I just feel like he's got so much slower. And yes, albeit he's come back from an injury and he has bulked up a bit. But like, one thing I miss from him is how direct he used to be. And then when Bullock come in, all of that seemed to go away. It was turn your back against the defender, pass it background, wait for the perfect opportunity to slot it in behind just for Robinson or something. And it never happened. And it's like they've been coached out of that. But because you've got some players, the youth especially, who are coming in and they're quick, they're really fast, and they're energized. Yes, they make mistakes, but they're just raw talent. They haven't been like disciplined into this, like, everything must be like route one, and it has to be a certain tactic behind everything. I just like seeing players or wingers especially run at defenders for once. And if they lose the ball, yes, it's frustrating, but you're still on the edge of your seat, as opposed to being frustrated to death by watching paint dry, like that kind of football. So, I
probably got, though, right? Let's just say now everyone's match fit now, right, for Saturday. Chances are right wing will be Ashford, left wing will be Willock. As it stands, that's probably the two wingers. If you're subbing off Ashford, he's putting Tanner on. If he's subbing off Willock, he's putting Isaac Davis on, if they're all fit. So you then say, the youngsters, are they even going to get a chance in this case? Unless one of them goes, he's probably going to struggle to get one of the youngsters to come through. I mean, we got cup games, but it's squad rotation and for others. It's hard to see where some of them are going to get games, and I do worry about that. Because the pressure's on to win promotion, and it's going to be do I risk bringing a youngster on, or do I put experience on as someone who I expect to give a performance?
But you could say that our whole squad is based on youngsters, and maybe that's how he wants to play, is that high risk, high reward football. I mean, yes, of course, like obviously you need to have like a backbone, a spine defense, and I feel like we really are lacking that. But I feel like, these youngsters are going to get plenty of minutes this season. I think we're so used to not seeing our youth get a chance. We get like one youth player every couple of seasons that breaks in the first team, and then he ends up either going on loan because he's not quite it, and then he'll get sold then because he picks up a bit of pace and all that. I definitely think from the fact that Nyakua from the very start was incorporated in pre-season, he was already out there signing autographs. Same with Lawler. It was for me, that was clear intentions of he wanted to play these players at least to some capacity. And I know they're not going to get all the minutes. I would much rather see him like Nyakua and all the other youngsters be on the bench, just because I feel like that's a safe bet then, because you don't have to be forced to put them on. But at the same time, you've got to think as well now, we've only got 7 sub spots in League One, whereas you had 9 in Championship. I think you still got 5 substitutions, but you've got less options. So like you were saying, Rhys, it is a case of like, every position on that bench has got to be someone who you have, you think you're going to bring on, because you're only going to be left with 2 people. One of them will be a goalkeeper, and the other one will probably be like a striker or midfielder that doesn't get on. So it is risky football, but I put trust. I always try to give managers the benefit of doubt, no matter who comes in, whether it doesn't matter. But I'll until I see any different, I'm putting my trust in BBM to start with. And I think the best thing we can do is just put that bit of trust. I just don't trust some of the players more than his game plan.
I'd love to see him play more games, but I'm just thinking, he's probably going to look at, I've got Tana on the right-hand side, I've got Keir Ashford on the right-hand side. He's probably going to rotate them 2 more than anything. And on the left, he's got Willock, and you've got, like I said, if he's fit, Isaac Davis or Robinson can play on the left. He'll probably rotate them more than the youngsters. I mean, pre-season last year, we've seen like 8 under-21s players come through. I don't think we've seen hardly anyone start really football for Bullet. It's just, we are so bloated in certain areas. Like I said, we've got to offload 1 or 2 players, I think, then go from there. It is like up top now, we play 1 striker right now. We've got a Tete. We got, again, Isaac Davis who can play through the middle. You've got Callum Robinson, who probably want to play as a 9. You've got Salek, who's going to want to play as 9. There's like 4 players there for 1 position. We need to start offloading. You've carried too many players for too long in the hopes they'll come good. Like we've got Luke Pierce as well. Brilliant tonight in the other 21s. But again, is it time to loan him out to an English league club now and see if he can get football?
I think so. At least for him. I think there's certain players that you just think you're not going to take the gamble on them because there's so many other players that are ahead of them. And it's a bit odd to think because Luke Pierce has had some involvement last season. But then again, you bring a new manager in, they have different ideas. They see different things in different people. And this is the problem, see, of when you don't have continuity and consistency in management. You look at Ruben Colwell, how many different holes you have to fit into, round, square, it's like put in round. I can't do the same. Was it square pegs and square holes?
Square pegs, round holes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to quick fire through comments now because I appreciate we got loads coming in. And I say evening to everyone. Evening JT, centre back and left needed. Said it since May. Trot will go straight to the team. Yeah, I think he will. You don't loan keepers to bench them. I think we all agree with that. I mean, Ruddison came in, but I didn't need
I was just going to say, one comes to mind.
It doesn't always work, especially in this Scandinavian, is it? But even Steve as well, guys, game today didn't see it, but seems positive us going forward, but still problems at the back. Yeah, so we covered that already, to be fair, and I will touch on it briefly later on. Sue's one thing, evidently Robertson still needs minutes. I thought before he went off, Warrior and seeing Isaac go off, having to come on as a sub. Yeah, with Robertson, I still think I don't think he's in the right mindset for it. I don't know. You can kind of see it, at least for me. If you saw the full game, especially the first 15 minutes, I think he committed about 4 fouls in the first 15 minutes. And they weren't fouls like he was putting challenges in. They were little stupid fouls like pulling shirts back. And, one or two of them, you could say, all right, it's fine. It's a fair foul. but you could see his head was already going. And to be fair to the ref, he was very lenient. He waited 5 fouls from Robertson before he ended up giving him a yellow card. And he did, it was only about 3 fouls from their team until he gave out a yellow card as well. So, he was fairly lenient, the ref, with us as well. He let a lot go. I don't see when someone fouls on your side like 4 times in the first 15, 20 minutes, and they're just needless fouls. That to me is a red flag and a liability. Thinking you don't want something like that, especially in League One.
Like I said, I haven't seen it, so it does sound like he's off the pace of the game completely. Like he's going to, if you're pulling players back and stuff, it's usually because they got past you and you can't catch up to them. It sounds like a fitness thing. Hopefully, hopefully he's coming back from an injury that we're not aware of, and it's not an attitude problem. That's the best thing. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that he's not had the best season last season, from what I heard. I think a couple of personal issues mixed in with that didn't help. But at the same point as well, it was clearly evident. He even said himself he's looking forward to starting games this season. So that was a slight dig to some previous managers possibly. But again, I don't think he was fit for a lot of last season. I think he was ill a bit as well. He started off really well, but I don't know. I just think you benefit now from having just focus on individual training or whatever he needs to do. Obviously, after his injuries recovered from, but that's going to probably be a couple of weeks at least. He's going to have stitches. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have to move on anyway because I'll be forever on Alex Robertson. Evening, Mark. Evening, Graham. I'm going to skip past the Robertson ones now because I feel like we covered them. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Thought Joel Colwell has done his chances no harm today. Liked him. If you saw the full game, you see I think he played almost the whole game. And to be fair, Joel Cole was everywhere. And I genuinely could see him slotting in very nicely right next to his brother, providing they're both fit and not ill on the first match day. I would genuinely not be surprised if we go in the first couple games seeing their names at least somewhere in the team sheet. Because, Ruben Colwell, obviously, as soon as he's fit. But I got to say, people were saying last season how they said Joel Colwell was going to be, turn out to be better than his brother. Not to actively compare them, but I can see what they're saying now. He's a proper box-to-box, I find. And I don't think we need to play Ruben as a number 8. I think he can do the job. I just think let Ruben play his 10 role, have a free roam role, and his brother can do the number 8 because he can attack, he can defend, he can do the whole 9 yards. And he's actually really fit considering his age as well. I thought he would still only be able to get 70 minutes at most out of Joel. But it looks like he's just been there for a few seasons already.
He's so versatile. He played 10 for Chelsea. He played the number 10 for Cheltenham, and everything went through him. He was outstanding, creating chances, late runs in the box, which was another thing to say now. 5 players in the box on the attack. When was the last time we've seen our players overload the box? I mean, fantastic to see that was.
Yeah, Capaccio as well. Rob, I'm not sure if there's many highlights on Capaccio, but he was captain today, which was a big shock. But I tell you what, even just him, the highlight of him by walking up to do the coin toss, or the coin toss as they call it, it just looked literally that. It just looked very quiet, calm, composed leader, and just playing through the game. And he's definitely bulked up a lot since his injury. Oh my god! And I think for the best of it, I think a lot of the full-backs have bulked up a bit. And including Tanner in that as well, because he has played from time to time. But Capaccio, he's so much more physical. I think before, he was so lightweight, a bit like Mafico is right now. And I thought he did really well out of position again. I think he could actually be a future left-back, Mafico. But I think with him, it's just too early yet. I think when he got the ball a lot of times, the pace at which he was receiving the ball, he wasn't used to it. In under-21s games, you've got a big pitch and there's a lot of room to use. I don't think he's used to having those tight spaces yet, but I thought both those full backs, he's not even full back, but they did a phenomenal job considering their age and experience as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, mate. I think Mafico needs a loan at a lower league, not even necessarily League 2, National League, maybe men's football. Maybe the pace a little bit slower than League 1. Championship, League 2 even, just so he can be around men, physical men, and get himself ready for it, because there's no doubt about it, he's got talent. I think we all agree. There's definitely a gem there. I think he has got talent to have a successful career. He needs a year, 2 years playing week in, week out, men's football. Maybe do, like I said, a year at National League, maybe a year then at League Two or whatever it may be, to get him prim and proper and ready. Because, like, you speak to the pros we've had on here in the past and stuff like that, they'll tell you, like, it's a different animal. Playing football with men compared to under-21s football is a different beast. And that's what gets you ready for being a first-team player. So, yeah, hopefully you can get, like, I wouldn't want to sell him. I'd want to get him on loan.
No.
And get him first-team football with a good footballing club. It's a lower division, so he can play and get himself ready for it, personally.
It's a different beast as well when you come to a different way you play football. With the under-21s, it's all about development. They say that. Like, obviously you want to play to win, but at the end of the day, if they're that good, they'll be called up to the first team. And I know you can't call up everyone, but I'm glad that, I think it was Bullet actually called him up from the under-21s or even under-18s. I think he was just turned 16 at that time. Like, you sat on the bench for the Rotherham game. I think he got like 5-10 minutes at the end of that Rotherham game, the 5-2 loss, the last game of the season a couple of years ago. But I had no clue about him. Like, who's this Mafico guy? And I just, like, this kid is literally, like, he looks like a literal kid. And he probably isn't old enough to play GTA 5 yet. And he's still played more appearances than Cardiff and me, which is insane to think that there's people out there like that. But, like, fair play to them. I mean, kids clearly got talent, and there's so many more players as well like that. I mean, Ronan Capaccio looks like he's about 23 right now, which is in a compliment, because he just looks. A lot of them look so much more mature, and I think maybe it's the BBM effect. But yeah, Rhys, sorry, I'll go on to you, and then I've got a comment for you to respond to as well, Rhys.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, it's from Atex 1927. Considering it was the last preseason, I'm assuming the last preseason game he means, we've got to take what we got. If anything, knocking the ball about and sharpness is looking bang on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we move the ball a lot better. We look a lot better in possession with the ball. It seems we have ideas what to do with it now, where previously we'd go back to the right back to the centre half, the left back, then back to the right back. We just seemed clueless what to do with it, and we were waiting for someone ahead of us to make a move so we could pass the ball on. It seems now players know what they've got to do to receive the ball. They want the ball, which is a bonus. Like I said, wide players are staying wide. With our full-backs are doing the underlap rather than the overlap, which means it's easier. It used to be easier for teams to stop us, basically, because our wingers were just cut in too narrow, off for nothing. On the attack, we're getting bodies in the box. I mean, when's the last time we've seen more than two players in the box trying to attack the goal? The press is back, finally. So I think it's been a good pre-season. I think the players are starting to learn what he wants. There is you do want to bring one or two players in, that's obvious. But again, if you work with what you've got and then add to it, rather than just sign others and try to bring them in, do you mean? I've been impressed pre-season. I won't lie, I've been really impressed.
Go on, Rob.
So I was laughing at Graham's comment then.
I'm not sure which one, because he's put quite a few.
It's right at the bottom it is.
I'll make sure I get to that then. Eden Mark, hope everyone's prepared to be very patient this season. Something a lot of our fans aren't. Yeah, I think the biggest worry for me is not the players, the manager, or anything else. It's us. It's the enemy within, because I think we're just so quick to judge, and especially with how young our squad is now. I mean, not just how young our average age is, but how many young players we have. There's so many different personalities who probably haven't gelled with each other before, like in this kind of competitive environment. And I just hope as well, like, I know I'll probably get a bit impatient, but I'll just have to remind myself again, it's such a young squad. We're trying to change, we're trying to learn how to play football again. Like you said, Rhys, like, it's passing with a purpose now. I think Rick says as well, it is like last season, but with one difference. The ball has been moved fast enough to give the guy space. He didn't just have to skill or pace to beat his man. And yeah, I just think it's just, you could tell he's been playing 1-2 touch football, and sometimes that basic training drill, that can be the most effective.
Like I said, football's a basic game. Pass and move. That's all you got to do. And
Quite
it's something
certainly,
we've not done. We've never done it before. We always pass and we stay static. There's more things we've got to work on if it's perfect. When we're saying about this young squad, the biggest thing for me is the mentality. For a lot of players, right, it's normally like we're trying to survive this year. We're trying to survive. This year, we won the fairest now. Teams want to up the game against us. Places we go to are going to be more hostile, and it's going to be. We can't shy away from this now. We got to stand up to this. So you're looking at the experienced the professionals now to get around them youngsters and just make sure they don't take abuse. To keep the head up. If I want to make a mistake, senior pros now go around them, arm on the shoulder, like don't worry about it. Get head back in the game. Let's go again because it's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Rhys, as well. Sorry to jump on, but the grounds are going to be different now as well.
Yeah, worse pitches.
The pitches are going to be smaller. The ground's going to be more enclosed. We are going a bit more old school. The stadiums, we're not going to be playing at big 30, 40,000 seater stadiums like St Andrews and Sunderland Stadium of Light and Middlesbrough and Hillsborough and all that. We're going to be at places like
Atlantis, Rotherham.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Where these places are 10, 15, 20,000 max stadiums, and the fans are literally going to be right on. Oh shit! Just smashed my light up. They are going to be right on it. Like I've got to get right off. They are going to be literally right on the boys, and it is going to be tough at times for these young lads. Like they won't have experienced stuff like that. I know they play in small venues for the 21s, but you ain't getting some bald-headed twat bag from fucking Birmingham or from Walsall, whatever it may be, calling some player like all the names in the sun. You can physically see him right next to you, so it is going to be a different beast. It is going to be a different beast.
Well, that was a few years ago, didn't it? A few years ago, it was Sunderland playing Pompey in League One. Luke O'Neill went to get throw in. A Pompey fan physically punched him.
Oh
yeah! This is League One again.
Welcome to League One.
O'Neill is a bell end, mind in fairness. I will say he is a dick, but you shouldn't go punching players. Just disclosure.
But we are going to be a big thing. A lot of teams will have a hatred for us. They'll want to beat us. They'll every challenge they're going to leave a foot in. They're going to, when they jump for the ball, they're going to use an elbow to lead with. So we've got to stand up to this. We can't go and expect this is right. This is going to happen every week.
I just saw. I laughed earlier then when you were speaking, Rob. Sorry, I have to bring this up from Mark. Oh, come on, when did it get up? I don't know if you saw, right, but I think Willock played about 80 minutes today. Well, no, I think he was on the pitch for 80 minutes. Let's just say I don't understand, right, why he's still being played as a winger. I mean, first of all, no disrespect to him, but I don't think he's going to be longer than one more season with us because he just simply has not got the pace. He's got, he's a decent dribbler, but without the pace to follow it as a winger, the only thing you're limited, one thing you're limited to is crossing the ball or just cutting inside and doing that curl shot like that amazing goal Notts County scored like in that first goal is insane. And to be fair, you can't do much about that, but I thought Anik would at least, dive at it. It would be nice. But yeah, I just think he had so many chances where he had beat his man Willock, and then his man still caught back up to him. And I was just thinking, as a winger, when you get past him, man, you have to explode past him. And the only way I see him playing is a number 10. And even then, I don't think he has got the reaction speeds, let's say, to do that. Again, I think he's a good dribbler. I think he's got a decent strike on him as well. I think he's pretty good in that. But for me, he's only a number 10, and that's it. And it's only because, I see him more like a Tomlin than I see him as I don't know, just name a fast winger.
I wouldn't say he's skillful like Tomlin. I don't think he sees the game. Tomlin's vision was second to none. He could see you run before it was happening. He knew when to put the ball. Willock is like an inside forward.
Oh, I get you saying.
Yeah, he's not a winger for me.
Yes.
I think he's a 10, but I think there's too many players ahead of him at 10.
And it's frustrating on me because I was buzzing when we signed him. I was really, really happy when Cardiff signed him, and I know there's quite a few QPR fans were not happy to see him go. And again, like you've seen glimpses of what he's capable of, but then he's just been literally not at it. Like, and I just, at what point does it become a confidence issue to be in a you can't do it anymore issue? That's the line, I think, because there's no doubt there's talent there, but as it's the phrase, isn't it? Form is temporary, class is permanent. But is he just that much off the mark now, or is his confidence that low now? He just doesn't back himself to do the basics right, because that's what it seems to me and seems to fans now. He just doesn't back himself to do what he is capable of.
But if I'm the fullback now defending, right, and I got Ashford running at me, Ashford could either go the outside, take me on, or he cuts inside. As a defender, I don't know what he's going to do.
You haven't got the time to think.
If I'm on the opposite side, I know us Willock. The simple thing I'm doing is showing him down the channel, because I know he won't go there. He will stop and cut back on his right. He will always stop to cut back on his right. So just show him the channel. It's easy to defend against. He won't take the channel. He will look for the easy option. He'll pass it back. So to defend against him, it's just too. There's no variety in his skill or anything. There's no variety. It's always the same thing time and time again. It's just too easy to defend against them.
I just laughed at Phil's message.
I thought of myself. Sorry, yeah. I'm going to have to get down to Graham's comment now. Sorry. So very quick fire then. I'm going to do this little mini game then. I'm going to say the player's name, and I'm just going to go in order of Rob and then Rhys. Just like one or two sentences about where you see them in the squad, whether you would keep them in the starting lineup, rotation, or you would look to get rid of them. So, first player, Rob first, and I go with Callum Chambers. What would you say about him?
Sell. Too big a wage. Get gone. Big fan. Again, huge fan of his when he joined, like Willock. Not worth the wage.
Sell then, yeah. Rhys?
Sell. Not only was he looking bad last season, but he made others around him look worse when he was there. Like he put others under needless pressure, positioning when he went to the 6. Barry Barner run past him like 4 or 5 times unchallenged. It's his job to pick them up and spot them runs. He couldn't do it. I'm not being funny, but I'm sorry, Callum, you're gone. Like I'd offer for free if
it does pay me though. It does pay me for it, like, and I just think there is more there you can do, but
you could probably get 2 or 3 players in for his wage. That's the thing.
Yeah, 100%, Rhys, mate. 100%, but spot on.
Okay, Alex Robertson.
Who's this for, me or Rhys?
You first, yeah.
Sell,
yeah. Rhys?
Yeah.
There's something there. I'd keep him, but I'd be on a warning, I would say. But again, even if we could sell, we got to sell on clause to Man City. We'd have to sell for silly money just to make any sort of real profit, and that's the worry end. So we need to. If you can loan him out, maybe the Scott. Yeah, we kind of shots as the front with the sell on fee.
I think if we can break even, I would say that, make a net neutral or whatever out of it. I think at least you could say, look, it didn't work out and we wish you the best somewhere else. Because at least we could say we didn't lose much then. I mean, he did add to the start of us at the beginning of the season, but it's just some players, just things get in the way, injuries happen. Like Ebu Adams is a clear example. Purely, excelling at Derby now. But Rhys, I'll go to you first in this one because I know how much you love this player. Ethan Florvath.
Sell. Again, like I said, I'll take my personal opinion out of him, right? If we sign another number 1, he's got to be banging that door saying, I want to play for my country. There's a chance I can play for my country. There's a chance I can play for my country. Therefore, I need to go out and play first team football elsewhere. And that's how it should be. He's like, what is he, 26, 27 now?
Oh, no, he's older than that. He's about 30.
32, 33.
Jack Alex, the 30, I was in the 30s. He's towards the end of his career. He's in number 2. This new kid's in number 1.
So, Rob, what do you think?
I'd keep him just to piss off Rhys.
30
He
years
said
old.
that.
No, he's got to go, mate.
He's 30.
Like he's 30.
Yeah.
Like Rhys said, like if he's got any aspirations of playing for his country and whatever, and he needs to piss off and go and find football somewhere else. And it's mad because he's made a career out of as being a keeper. So there is something about him. But
it's his distribution for me. It just lets him down so much. He looks so nervous on it. But I mean, we've all said everything. But
we won't delve into that whole conversation now because we all know where that's going to go.
When he joined us, he was in the American national team. Now he's with us. He's no longer in a part of that team. So I think that says
he's got more chance of being an American president than he is getting an American team right now. Like,
where things are going.
Some people don't want Chambers either. It looks a bit. Robertson sell. Robertson keep till January. Robertson sell him to an Aussie club and get a player from there plus cash. Christ alive, you're asking for a bit there. Jamie put USA just before no, ignore that one. I'll remove that. Next one, Ryan Wintle. Rhys?
I don't know this one. I'm stuck this one. Like
I've been impressed today, I'll say that.
I've been impressed in pre-season. I think there's better options out there. And I'd much rather see Eli King play a 6. I'd much rather see Eli King play a 6 than I would Ryan Wintle.
Yeah, so to be fair.
If you're buying someone, if you could buy someone, sell him straight away. If you could buy someone, if you can't, you might have to keep him there.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll get Robert could do first on Ryan Wintle.
I think for me, King is above him in the pecking order.
But he played really well today, King. I will say. I wouldn't.
The thing is, right? We could ditch sell Wintle out again. But then my argument would be we need someone with experience around these lads. And we get rid of Wintle, and I would want somebody else to be experienced around him. And I think Wintle is a good professional. I think for all his faults, I think he is a good professional. I think he's good to have around camp. I keep Wintle.
Yeah, some people agree with you there as well. And I put Willock down, but we already covered him. I think we both know what we'd prefer. But to be fair, look, I mean, we never know, right? This is all pre-season talk. The season hasn't even started yet, so let's be honest. Some players can shock us. Hopefully, more positive than negative. And it is usually one person during the season that does pop his head up from out of nowhere, like you lot have been saying before on other live shows. Like, it will happen. One player will surprise us. He might have had a poor preseason, might not even been in preseason at all with us or not broadcasted, and he'll come through and do really well. But so the one thing that I've got left to really discuss is centre back pairing. So we talked a lot about defensive issues. For me, my centre back pairing, if I had to choose right now, it's got to be Lawler and Fish. If it's not Lawler and Fish, it's got to be Lawler plus someone else. Even if Chambers gets in there, purely from the fact of the QPR game, I just think Lawler's the most composed there. Even though he's only 18 years old, he's already a natural leader. Obviously, he's not as experienced. But if we want to, even whether we want to sell him for some cash or if we want to keep him for the squad, we're going to have to play him regardless because he's only had 2 games under his belt so far. One of them being Aston Villa, which is mad to think. I just think you just got to use him as much as you can now because I got a feeling he might be gone in January. I hope not. But at the moment, like the first thing I would have done, right? New manager in. I'm looking at my squad. I'm seeing, right, who am I getting? Who do I know I want? Who's going to be my plans? Dylan Lawler, first thing, give him a 6-7 year contract. Give him one of the Chelsea contracts, And I don't know, but for me, Lawler and Fish is my partnership. Rob, what do you reckon so far for the 2 centre backs? Assuming we're playing 4 at the back.
Oh,
tough question, I know.
Yeah, I think definitely Lawler. I think for me, Lawler is probably one of the first names on the team sheet now. Come Saturday, he has to be. I think that he's put his hand up, and and he definitely deserves to be there. Bagan's a good shout. I see Bagan more as part of a three at the back than as a left back personally. If I was going to go 4-4-2, I'd go Lawler and Garland.
Oh, okay. So interesting because I don't think he's been involved that much, but
yeah, I think I like Fish a lot, and it would be in between those two. And this sounds weird because Lawler's the rookie, if you like. But I think it'd be between those two. I think that there's definitely a talent there with Darland, and I hope to God he proves me right because I blew smoke right up his ass last season. And I'd like to think that he repays me the faith because I've been let down by the Greek twats who left us. So I'm due something this season now. So that's, for me, what I want.
Fair enough. Rhys, any advances on Wish plus God?
Fish and all off me simply because when I'm watching Chambers make the same mistake time and time again, I can't forgive it as an experienced pro. If I see the youngsters make the mistake, I'm going, the youngsters are learning. I can forgive that. And again, you want to have a lot of value in the squad, let's be honest. You want resale value. We're not going to get resale value in Chambers. You develop a Lawler, you're going to get resale value, let's be honest. I prefer them. Big, I would love for Darland to come good, like Rob said. I think he looks good on the ball, but I just think he looks too lightweight for me, though. Bagan, I'm impressed with Bagan. I wouldn't mind him a left back, but I do think we need a more experienced left back as well.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's a different system as well. You put Bagan, I think he's a really good left centre back as well. Like, I know Sai talks a lot about left footed centre backs. We don't tend to get many of those, but it does sort of help when you have that option to play left back or centre back. I think Bagan, the only thing with Bagan is he's more of an inverted full back or a defensive centre back. I don't think he used to play more attacking. I remember he went on those 3-game streak with the goal in each game, hat-trick of goal games, or however you say it. But I think Bagan I see him more as a centre back myself now, but purely for the basis of the fact that we're so light at left back. I know we have Giles and Bagan, that's pretty much it. I know Giles has bulked up as well, and he did play centre back a bit in pre-season. Whether he goes on loan or not, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, we're about to run out of time, but I want to finish on this thing because we haven't talked about the goal scorers. Yusuf Salik and Robertson get on the score sheet. Rhys, what do you think of their goals?
Robertson, it's good to see him pressing from the front. I think that's how we got the goal against Swansea. Press from the front, caused defenders problems. Got on the end of it. That was great to see again. Long may that continue. Salek, was running in behind defenders, getting good positions. Just keep feeding them the ball. Keep creating chances. They will bury them.
Yeah, we scored on a hill as well. When I'm not sure if you saw the camera when he was scoring uphill, so it might have or downhill, so it might have helped us a little bit. But Rob,
yeah, I gotta be honest, I didn't see much of it. I seen Salah's goal. I was quite impressed how we took it. That's as much as I've seen of him, to be honest with you, mate. I've seen County's goals, but yeah, that's as much as I've seen on it, to be honest with you, bud.
It's nice to know the lad can dribble as well, even though he's probably seen more as a target man by someone like Neil Warnock. He's played almost more as a mobile striker at this point. He's a bit like Kiefer Moore in a way that he can actually dribble and he has a little bit of pace about him. He's not just a big, tall, stocky striker to head the ball in or muscle off defenders. You see him played more a bit off the last defender. But it's nice to know that he can do a bit of, everything in a way. Just the last few comments before we wrap up. But go on, Rob, sorry.
I was going to say, I've come in as a thing, so I can end if you need to jump out, mate, if you want, unless everybody wants to go now.
Right. So if I leave now, will that leave you two in here, yeah?
Yeah, if everybody wants to go, if you want to finish it now, it's no problem. I'm just
honestly,
saying.
Get in the comments now.
I've joined in through the things. If you want 10,
awesome.
15 minutes or whatever, I can do that. or we can just let them know. Whatever you guys want to, it's no problem.
Go in the comments, guys, and either tell me to go away or end it there. Or we say we'll go by majority vote. Stay or leave. Should I stay?
Should I stay or should I go now?
I mean, I'm leaving either way, but whether you two should stay or ever. Go on, get your comments in now. I'll give it a minute. I'm on late night taxi.
Yeah, I don't mind, whatever, but
awesome,
we can call it a day otherwise. There's no
As is Saturday Night Live, guys, get you in the comments, get you to decide. One thing I will say whilst you're doing that, okay, the members, so if you want to become a member, the link's all below, and we have Patreon as well, and I am going to push it more now because I created that Discord. We're now at just over 40 members. It's probably only been out, I think, about a week, and in the first couple of days, we got like 30 members, which is insane. So we don't just post like regular chit-chat. That will be in like, the WhatsApp group. We discuss more or less anything. But I've also created a Discord now, so we got other things like rumor mills of potential signings, and match day sort of talk as well. So if you're not already, please become a member. And I can see most people, there's loads of green names in here anyway. Let's go. It's pleasing to get extra. I'm not sure if that's referring to the actual games or this, but Encore, there we go. Taxi for Evan. Nice, yeah. I mean, I am the taxi driver, but there we are. Good on Evan. The lads can hold the fort. Yeah. Can choose taxi for Evan.
Fucking runs out.
Don't worry about that. Graham, was that in referring to me? Get rid of the Deadwood. Oh, yeah, guys, get your legal predictions in, and also after this video as well, after we finish as well, go in the comments so we can see afterwards. Put your lineup of who you'd like to see against Peterborough, which would be the first game of the season. Be interesting to look through some of those, and you get some hearts. All right, that's it for me. So, do you want me to just leave, or is it a certain way I've got to do it? Just before I
just leave, bro. Just don't end stream. Just leave.
Awesome. All right. Okay. See you all soon.
Good night. Take care, mate.
So,
it's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Here we go. Here we go.
I was all day.
We can talk about it. Not joking. Oh, mate. We're going to go to overtime then for 5-10 minutes a week.
If you want to, yeah.
So, what?
Don't forget, we got a guest Wednesday.
Oh, is it this Wednesday?
Wednesday coming up, we got a guest on, yeah.
Can we talk? I mean, is it like 100% confirmed? Can we talk about it?
If you want to, yeah. I spoke to him the other day. He just said, send him the link. I sent him the Fleetwood chat as well, and he said he'll watch it. He's more than happy to come on and talk to us.
100%. Well, leave it up to you, mate. Just tell us who's joining us on Wednesday, my friend.
We've got Aaron Wildig, ex-Cardiff player Aaron Wildig, who just announced his retirement from Newport County in professional football. He's agreed to come on and talk to us Wednesday about his time with Cardiff, football, and any questions we have as well. Fair play to him. He's answered all our messages. He said anything's on the table, like ask what he wants, and he'll answer as much as he can. He said if there's anything he doesn't want to answer, he'll just avoid the question completely.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
No, mate, can't wait for that one. Like, it seems to be a regular thing now with you and I getting the guests on. Love it. Also, we had Fleets not so long ago, who's a friend of the show, and I will go and say he's a friend of mine eventually. But no, it's great. Like, and I guess me and you have spoken to it about it before. You know, having guests on and stuff like that is what started the show off. And it's not, I think, a dig aside, because obviously he's doing a hell of a lot of other things at the moment. But I think it's meant. Oh shit! I broke my light. I think it's meant having like ex pros on and stuff like that. Talk pre-season, talk their career and stuff like that. Is class, bad.
I've reached out to so many ex-professionals, both Cardiff players and not. And to be fair, it's always the Cardiff players that always answer back, and they're always more than helpful. You know, they're always saying, yeah, we'll come on, ask what we want. And we had Matt Green before. He was another brilliant guest. The next Cardiff player. So, to be fair to him, I'm looking forward to it, I won't lie.
Yeah, I can't wait, mate. I love them. I love these things. And it's nice to meet another ex-pro. Like, and fair play to you, Rhys, mate. You've Why's Rob sitting in the dark? Because I can't afford to pay my bills, mate.
Is it Swansea? You haven't got electricity or there
Is that light not working for you? Simon sent me this light. Oh, fucking ass, right? Simon sent me this light, and apparently it's so I don't need to use electricity apart from this. But I'm guessing it looks like I'm just in a just get 50p for the meter. I know. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. Sorry, guys. Do apologize. Where are we? We tried asking Uber free. You can bring some gloves for the stream when you dress up as him. Do you know what? Oh, we're gonna do something eventually when we meet up regarding that, and it's gonna blow your mind. I'm not gonna enlighten you right now. That's one. I'd love that, Martin, mate. I'd love to get Tom Lockyer on. Huge fan. So if anyone doesn't know any links to Tom, I'd love that. I'd absolutely love to get Tom Lockyer on, talk about himself, his career, Wales, his health as well. He's obviously been through a hell of a lot. That would be one for me that I would love. We 250p in a meter. Not a like Rob, don't like his nah, nope, not owning up to that one. Don't know what you mean by grow that, my friend.
It's tough for him because like you can I say it's tough because you can like message like 100 ex-professionals. You may get 10 back, 8 say, look, sorry, I'm not interested, and 2 say I'll do it. And it's like for every 100 you message, you'll get 2 say yes. It's difficult to get him on. The good thing is though, Sai has had so many former professionals on previously that when you mention their names, they are a bit more open to it, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%, mate. And well, lucky you say they don't want to. Like the amount of times I've just been like either left on red or they'll say yes. And then you follow up with, oh, wicked, can you do what dates can you do, etc. And then they just completely poo-poo you and just blank you altogether. That's me. That's one of my favorites, that is. When they just like you get your hopes up and you're like, oh my god, this is happening. How many times you put in the chat, like I was like,
yeah,
oh my god, this guy replied to me, this is gonna happen. And then maybe look like a right douchebag because then it's just completely silented. And yeah, that was quite embarrassing.
Gary Croft did that to me. Read the message and then blanked it.
Mate, I may as well name. I had was it Leon Jean said he was going to, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Yeah, Jason Kumas, mate, Mark. Jason Kumas will be the one. Sorry, has been looking at that one for a long time. The gentleman is very happy retired from everything. He won't do.
So
if he ain't gonna do a size show, he's not gonna do an R&R show. It's not gonna happen. I'd love that.
There's a brilliant article on Wales Line. It's called something like "Searching for the Man Who Doesn't Want to Be Found" or something. It was called, and it was about trying to set up an interview with Jason Kumas. And the Wales Line went through months and months of messaging him, getting answers and talking back. And in the end, he said, "Look, I just don't want to talk to no one. I don't like it. It's just not something he's into." But for McCainish, Cameron Jones appeared before you have. If you go on Ace Podcast Nation, which is Sai's other channel, we had Cameron Jones on previously. And I think he admitted to me that there was sometimes he didn't bother trying. He just didn't. He couldn't be bothered. I'm sure he said that before.
Oh Scott, yeah. Those of you who's new to Cardiff City World and the channel, things like that, I highly recommend you go look at Ace Podcast Nation's previous guests. Sides has some belters on already. He's had Leo. Heskey,
Chadwick. Stuart Downing. Like, yes,
Chadwick
big names on.
Luke Chadwick will still go down as my favourites of all time. That one will. What a lovely, lovely guy Luke Chadwick is. Highly recommend checking those up because there's some absolute worldies on it. Was it Jeff Winter? Was another one. He had the referee, Jeff Winter.
Yeah. Jay Bothroyd, Kev McNaughton came on.
Super Kev.
We had
Obviously, he had AC on with him for a long time, so a lot of them were co-hosted with. Excuse me, sorry, Andy Campbell. We had some quality ones on this. Scott Young, I think Gavin Ray's done some.
Yeah,
Willie Boland, Cav, Ernie.
I think he's trying to get live events with some of these again, so I'm hoping they are live events soon. But yeah, there's a few. Keith Gillespie.
He has had Gillespie, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he's actually Gillespie on the show. Actually,
I'm sure he did have Keith Gillespie on. I'm sure of it. I'm sure he's had him on. I could be wrong, but I'm sure he's had him on, Rhys.
I think he did, because if you remember, Donna actually used to phone him all the time. She used to put the group chat.
Yes.
I'm sure he's
of it.
Yeah, I think he has been on there.
Because he was talking about his gambling addiction and things like that, wasn't he, at the time, when he was younger and stuff. And that was in a worldie as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. Yeah. If you just type on... Yeah, he has. It's on there. Just check now. 4 years ago, he had him on.
4 years ago.
Yeah. So there's some great episodes.
No, that's what I'd love. Carldale. Where else have we had? We've had Colin Griffiths on, my ex-college tutor, Carsey legend.
There's been some great guests looking back. There was a coach from America that was on, who coaches college football. The TNS manager, Craig Harrison, was on.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Definitely worth it. I've messaged David Ford. He's not replied. I was there with that game when he knocked out David Nugent. I remember that. I think we won 4-1. Roger Johnson scored a goal and a weird running celebration. I've messaged Robbie Fowler. I've messaged his agent, everything to get him on. Nothing back.
You have to pay for that, but Robbie
Probably,
Fowler, he'd make you pay for that. Still one of my all-time favourites as well is Gavin Gordon, Double G.
Yeah, what a gentleman he is as well.
What a beautiful human he is. Love the guy.
Yeah.
So such a nice guy, like literally you got all the time in the world for everybody you have. Love him. Absolute gent he is.
To be fair, we've tried having so many guests on. Like I said, you can message 100 ex-footballers and you get 10 replies and 8 to say no and 2 will say yes. Like I messaged Willow Flood and I've messaged everyone who plays in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? There's so many players. Some want to do it, some don't.
Richard Langley was game.
I messaged him as well.
Langley was game. He was all set for it. He was all ready to go. And then he just went cold on me. But I won't forget, mate, John Robinson.
Running on his living room today, Tola.
And I haven't spoken to him for a while. I don't know if he's not using Messenger because he was going to come back on. But what a lovely guy he is, like.
Yeah.
Top guy he was.
There's so many. I'm reading some of these names now. With John Parker, he wants to wear. He does his own one now under the cosh. He doesn't do. You've got to pay to have him do guest speaking now. You do.
I'll double my membership with Gil Langers. All right.
I've messaged him recently, funny enough. I'm hoping to get something back, but that's not a bad shot, actually. Lee Selby, the boxer and Cardiff fan.
I could get that. I know. I forgot his fucking name. Rob. I can't forget his surname. The boxer from Flower, Blackwood. Oh my god, my mind's gone completely blank. Who was the lightweight boxer in the 90s? Oh Christ, my mind's gone completely blank.
I'm not sure.
Some of the comments help me out now. I can't think what his freaking name is. I say that as if you know him, and I can't even remember his bloody name. Robbie Regan. Jesus Christ.
I said
Robbie Regan will know him.
if any of you know any ex-footballers and you speak to them, just ask them to get them on. Like, honestly, I've been spamming so many people. Goalkeeper, I messaged.
Right, Clev's another Blackwood boy, John.
I think probably. What else we got? I've messaged. Let me see here now. I've got to save here now. I've messaged Goalkeeper, Miguel Dominguez, who played for us. Will Digg, who's been brilliant. Rhys, I know Size got that one, so that's fine. I've messaged Adam Matthews, James Chambers, Mark Howard, keeper, Bruno Manga, reached out to Uche. So, literally, I've got
You're
Ken's a
literally
whole.
going too high, though, man. You're going too high with the standard. You need to go lower.
You said that Craig Noon, Makeda, like there's so many ex-Cardiff. Like there's so many, but also God, like Leximas, Lafondra, Kadeem Harris, Gabs, a message, Lambert, Chris Gunter, Matt Green, he got back to us, didn't he, to be fair. Joby McAnuff, Alexander, Scott Young read my message and blanked me. Eddie Johnson, I think he's seen the message and ignored me.
Joe Cordina is in a good show, John. I don't know enough about boxing to have a boxing show, though. Do you?
I know, but I know we'll have to get by, you know, jab, uppercut, jab.
There's a box now with Claire, Robbie Regan, like Leon G.
I think...
Yeah.
It's just tough, isn't it? Because again...
Leon G, I know. Yeah, I tried to get hold of Leon, Steve. I thought we were all set, but unfortunately couldn't do it. Oh, Christ. Right. Should we wrap him up, Ben?
Yeah, go on.
Proper into overtime now. And my fake tan's going to wear off soon. Right. So, I don't even know what's coming up. What day are we today? Saturday. Simon's probably got something coming out on Sunday. Patreon show on Monday, guys. Make sure to check that out. If you haven't become a Patreon member already, don't forget to sign up and do all those wonderful things. You know to do it already. It's going across the screen for the last 6 hours, so you know the drill. Rhys and I will be back on Wednesday. I knew that's what it was. I'm sure there's like a shit ton of shows in between then. Are you on between now and then, mate?
I'm not sure. I have no idea what's happening for the rest of the week.
Get Bale on. Yes, 100%. I will get Gareth Bale on. And do you know, because now I'm finishing the show. You keep talking. Go on. You carry on.
Me?
You do you. Yeah, keep talking, mate. Talk to people.
I'll reach back up to Adam Wildig now this week, now Monday or Tuesday, just to double confirm he's all set. And hopefully I need to just be like, yeah, and we'll all sort then. I think Sai's got the radio station coming back Wednesday.
Hello, Phil.
Oh, honest to God, I have messaged anyone who's ever played football.
Yes, the same replies from the women. Nothing
I don't get replies.
All.
I don't even get read anymore.
So do you know what? I think that's where we found the problem out. Is because like you're talking to the lads, these players. I don't know what the problem. Actually, I don't know what the problem is. Whether you're just not saying the right things because you're getting blanked by the birds and blanked by the ex-pros, or are you using the same paragraph on both?
Messi confirmed. Why won't you love me? Messi players, why won't you love me?
I want your babies. On that note, I bid you adieu. Good night. God bless. Love you all. Bye.
Till the day I die.